Day, and I'm a National Beauty Specialist with Christi Harris. And today I'm going to go in depth with you to talk about just how fabulous these 3 Goof-Proof brushes are that we've bundled together in our Face Essentials brush collection. Now, granted, all of our brushes are pretty fabulous. They're all handmade, top-of-the-line brushes, but these 3 brushes that I'm about to show you are the essentials to getting that flawless face look every time you put on your makeup. The first brush that you're going to find in your Face Essential brush collection is the Chisel powder brush. Now, this brush, a lot of people might be looking at and going, oh, it's just another powder brush, but that's actually not the case. There's 3 really great points I want to point out with this brush. The first is, again, all of these brushes are handmade brushes, so they're going to last you a lifetime. 2 is that this is a pony hair brush, so it is real hair, which is going to help allow you to get the right payoff. It's not going to irritate your skin or your face by being like a synthetic brush, but it would be a little too harsh on your face, not to mention it's not going to give you the right payoff from those kinds of powders which you're going to be using with the powder brush. But 3, and I think this is the biggest one because it's really hard to find this quality in a brush, but this is considered a filbert cut brush. Now, most powder brushes are they're big, they're round, they're fat, fluffy, and sometimes a flat surface. And that's actually the opposite of what you want to be looking for when looking for a powder brush. The filbert cut brush, like this one, is going to be cut to a point. If you notice, kind of getting a close-up of this brush, it's kind of cut and it comes up to a tip like that. That's what makes this a filbert cut brush, so that whenever you're dipping your brush into your powders, it's going to concentrate that powder and that product into the center of the brush, and it's also going to do the same when you swipe it on your face. If you had a big, fat, flat brush, that would be causing an entirely additional layer of makeup onto your face, which is going to give you that kind of cakey effect. But having a filbert cut brush is going to control the payoff so that the excess powder just kind of flicks off the bottom, because that point is going to flip off of your face and take off any excess or any powder that doesn't need to be there, which is going to ensure that you get a very light veil on your face as opposed to an entirely new layer of makeup, which is going to keep you looking soft and natural, set down so that you don't have to touch up, and of course matte. The Define and Contour Blush Brush is going to be the key to getting that perfect blush application every single time. I believe that this is truly and honestly the absolute best blush brush on the market. These are, again, handmade brushes. This is going to be pony hair as well, just like the Chisel powder brush, to not irritate your face but give you a really good payoff. But let's talk about the way that this brush is cut, because that, I believe, is what makes this just so for every single woman. A lot of women struggle with their blush application. You'll see sometimes they get it too narrow, or they get just this big ball of rouge in the middle of their cheek, like just a big like pop of red or pink or coral or whatever blush they're using, but it's really not complementing their cheekbone in a way that looks natural, that's going to lift and highlight the cheekbone in a flattering way. So this brush makes it easy for everybody to chisel and flatter their cheekbone, because for one, this width of this brush right here is the exact width that your blush should be. It's not going to be too narrow, it's not going to be too wide, it's just going to sit on your cheek to give you that perfect width to follow up your cheekbone, so that you don't have to guess how thick or how wide to blend your blush. 2, if you'll notice, it's stiffer down here at the bottom and it's flimsier up here at the tip. Alright, what this is going to do is this is going to help control the way that your blush pays off onto your face, because you want your blush to be the steepest kind of in that indention of your cheekbone, underneath that cheekbone. So having your brush stiffer at the bottom is going to give you a more intense payoff with your blush, and then having it a little bit flimsier up here is going to make it less intense as it goes up, which is going to naturally do your blending for you, so you don't have to do a lot of this back and forth swirling around. You literally, all you need to do with this is just pat it up your cheekbone. Alright, and it's also not straight diagonal across, it's kind of got this little curve in the center, if you'll notice. And so what it's going to do is it's going to concentrate in the center of your cheekbone as well, to give you a really nice natural pinched cheek look to your blush that is just so flattering for every woman. So you can take any blush of your choice. My personal favorite is Sandalwood by Christi Harris, and I just take my blush and I kind of load up my brush with my blush, and again, I'm just going on top of that cheekbone, at that cheekbone, to get a very nice natural payoff to my blush without it looking harsh. I don't have to do a lot of blending. It's not too wide, it's not too narrow. It's perfect every single time for everybody. The cream contour highlighter brush is going to be the last brush in the Face Essential collection, but it's certainly not the least. This brush is very unique because unlike the other two brushes, which are pony hair, this one is going to be synthetic hair, so it's not real hair, but that is going to be ideal for any types of creams that you're ever going to be applying onto your face. That includes cream concealers, cream highlighters, all of our highlighting and contouring, also known as the anti-aging or Tower of Power collection that we have to really manipulate the light to highlight and contour to make you look younger. They're all creams. They all come in a little tower of creams. Your Smile Smoother, your white contour, green screen, all of those things. And so this is the brush that you use with every single one of those, because a synthetic brush isn't going to be broken down by using creams. If I were to use a cream product on a pony hair brush, it would totally destroy my brush over time. It would break it down, the bristles would start breaking, it would start falling off, it would lose its shape. But this brush will never lose its shape when you're using a cream. And it's fabulous because it's a very small, precise definition brush. It's very thin, so you can really get all kinds of really nice details. Like if I wanted to contour my nose, I wouldn't need all of this, so I have this nice narrow to take my brown contour right down here and just kind of blend it in. Same thing if I want to contour my cheekbone with that brown contour, I just take that narrow line and go right there and blend that in. If I wanted to do something a little bit thicker, like take my highlighter to really take away any dark circles, I could take this width and I could take that all underneath my eye and pull it up, so that it really gives you a very fast, precise application for whatever purpose you're going to be using it for. It's really easy to wash. You don't really have to, it doesn't require a lot of maintenance. I mean, of course, you want to always wash your brushes to prevent bacteria from growing in your brushes, but you don't have to wash this brush every time you use a cream on it. You can take a tissue and just wipe off the brush, and it's ready to be used with your next product. This is an amazing brush, and it makes everything. You can highlight your brow bone, you can go right underneath here like this if you wanted to. You can also even use it kind of as like a smoky kind of liner if you wanted to take your red neutralizer to get rid of any redness around your eye. Just kind of go around the rim of that eye. Because it's so thin, it almost works like an eyeliner brush, so you can get right in there, all of those little details, which makes this an absolute essential brush for when you're working on your face.